Hey guys, so I have a really good intention for you for 2025. Um, I think any intention that has any prayer of, actually becoming activated and doing things has to be something that you actually think about and say, yeah, I do intend for that. And, give it a little juice. I don't think watching a video and going, oh, I agree with that. I don't think that's going to do anything. But if you actually think about this for a minute and decide, yeah, I do intend for that, I think you'll see it start to activate and you'll start to see the evidence of the intention manifesting. And the intention for 2025 is, I intend to see what's already there. I've long said on this channel that manifestation is not magic, and it will be understood at some point. And I think part of it is an energy connection to other people and things that we don't understand. We do know this is a big energy field, but we don't really understand it yet, or how it works. But the other thing is a function of the human brain, I think. I think this is more studied and proven. It's perception. It's things that are already there that you simply don't see, of which there are thousands at least every day. You only see a few things at a time, and we've all had the experience of not seeing anything because we're so in our heads. It's like that autopilot driving home phenomenon where you're just like, how did I get here? I had an experience last year that freaked me out so much. I had to get gas for my car, and when I got home, I was driving home from my office. When I got home, I thought, shit, I still need to get gas. And I looked at my gas gauge and it was full. And I had stopped and gotten gas on the way home, and I had been so in my head that I had blanked through the entire experience, getting out my credit card, unscrewing the gas cap, pumping the gas, all of that. I mean, of course, when I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, I did that, but I was not there. Okay, so I don't know about you. I don't spend a lot of my life in that much of a fugue state. But I don't have a lot of experiences like that, but I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people are living their lives like that, a lot more than that. And you're basically not even here. You're not seeing anything. So even if you don't spend a lot of time in that state, you just simply can't process all of the visual information and other stuff around you and what it all means. At any given time, there's a filter in your brain that filters that out and filters for what's important. I believe it's called the reticular activation system, and it's a part of your brain. I don't know enough about it to speak to it intelligently, but there is something that, via what you decide is important, filters everything you're seeing and experiencing, just for what's pertinent to the important things, which is an amazing tool to have. I mean, I don't know what this experience would be like if you didn't have that. Total chaos. But so your intention, it's my assertion that your intention is what programs that particular filter. And so, your beliefs and thoughts and feelings about everything influence that thing. And it finds things, confirmation bias. It'll find things that support what you already believe, but it also filters out stuff that would be very helpful to you towards getting whatever you want. If you want, anything, and you're thinking you're not going to get it, you're going to be finding information that supports that. You're going to be getting experience, or you might be having experiences that directly refute that, and they just don't even register. So the intention for 2025, I intend to see what's already here. And one thing to think about with that, because it's pretty broad, I don't really have a lot of things that I want. And what I do want is, more happiness and lightness and more appreciation for things, and just basically more happiness, just a sense of, a bigger, greater, longer lasting, more frequent sense of well-being. and, elevated consciousness and stuff like that. But one thing that's popped up for me in the last year was through a series of events, a series of different things that kind of converged. I started thinking a lot about what life was like for people at different points in history, recent history even, just not even, maybe Civil War forward. I've started reading about, things, YouTube videos. There's a woman on YouTube who, sometimes I watch food videos when I'm going to sleep, cooking videos. And there's this woman that popped up who recreates these she's got a recreated colonial kitchen, and she's got all the garb on, and the videos are completely silent. It just shows her making meals that they would have made at that time. And just stuff like that. I've just been revisiting the past, and I've just been sort of marveling at how people used to live and imagining, how people used to live. People I've known in my lifetime lived very differently. One of the closest people to me was kind of like a grandmother to me. It was a different relative, but I never had any grandmothers. So, just thinking about what life was like when she was 10 years old is insane. Even thinking about what life was like when my parents were teenagers is insane. It's so different. And, another thing that I've been thinking about that type of theme is how humans just don't change. I mean, it's just, we're in this big cyclical experience, and times change, the way things look changes, but we go through these cycles of sort of death and rebirth. We go through these cycles of, I've mentioned the book, The Fourth Turning, the generations theory. It's Strauss and Howe, Howe. Neil Howe wrote The Fourth Turning is Here. It's a very interesting book and theory explaining what's been going on in the United States, specifically over the last 20 years. But we go through these cycles, and the people don't change. The nature of humans doesn't change. Just the time we're living in. That's it. It's almost like we're timeless. And so reading about all this stuff has had this interesting effect of in my awareness, in what's, in what my reticular activating system is finding and construing as important. And one of the happy little side benefits of, the intention to see, which I always have, that's just a general thing for me. I know whatever I need to see is already there, and I'm just not seeing it for any problem or desire or anything like that. That's an ongoing, very strong intention. One thing that's come out of this is that I am noticing the things that are different now from these periods in the past. And just having this deep appreciation for it. It's almost like, I put myself in the situation of these people living in other times, and I'm doing that enough. I've been doing that enough that the contrast is really visible and appreciable. So I was in my office. I was printing this huge amount of stuff on my laser printer. I was just kind of sitting there with my chin on my laptop, and I just thought, holy shit, this thing is amazing. It's printing like a page every 2 seconds. It's just look at what this thing just did. This thing that I bought for $100 on Amazon. Your life is completely filled with these just ridiculous inventions that people some of this stuff is look at your phone. Look at your phone. I remember in 2008, I had a friend that lived far away, and I was just it would be so cool if we could video chat each other. I wish we could do that. And you could, you to some degree, you could do some stuff like that. But I mean, that was when like streaming stuff and the internet was just like barely happening. And the amount of change that has taken place in the last even 10 years, 5 years, it's so crazy. I mean, no, like never in history has anything changed this quickly. And you're living through this time. You're here now. Of all the billions of people that have lived, you're seeing this, and you have all of these crazy things. Like, if you even went back to like 1880 and you lived there for like a month, you would come back to a total shock. Like, that's how weirdly adaptable humans are. You'd come back and this stuff would all, again, you'd be like, oh my God. When I'm driving around in my car, sometimes I'm just like, this car is just insane. Like, it can be really, really easy to just miss most people are missing it. Most people are missing it. It's just not interesting anymore. It's on to the next thing. There are all of these things that you're not seeing every day. Sure, you saw them when they first came out. Maybe you were impressed the first day, but you're missing what you're living through right now, probably. And it's pretty crazy. And so intend to see what's already there. Leave it broad, but think about it. Think about all the things you're missing. Think about the fact that you are not seeing the things that are right in front of you that you need to do, or you need to change, or that you need to start thinking in order to start moving in the direction you want to be moving in. Just intend to see those things. Intention is the most powerful thing in the world. That's all I got to say about that. Have a great day.